Good morning, and welcome to the What's Up News Network, being broadcast from Panama City Beach, Florida, the home of the world's most beautiful beaches. I am Jim Free with Jim Free Realty. Please help me out this morning by clicking on the red subscribe button just below this picture. My cousin Billy Jack Harper went to the local Walmart to purchase some shotgun shells. As he was trying to check out, the lady clerk said, "Strip down, facing me." Billy Jack was wearing his mask, and so was the clerk, so he thought he had misunderstood her. He said, "What did you say?" She repeated it, "Strip down, facing me." Making a mental note to complain to the NRA about the gun control wackos running amok, he followed her instructions, stripped down and faced her. After the screaming had stopped and the police arrived, he found out she was talking about how he should place the credit card in the reader. Billy Jack has been asked to shop elsewhere. I was invited to go back to the FBI Academy last year. 46 years have passed since I was a student at the Academy, and it brought back some great memories. The FBI National Academy is the greatest law enforcement training center in the world. It's with a great deal of sadness that I see the corruption that has led to the highest level of our government and to the leadership of the FBI and the DOJ. I am thankful that the rank and file agents are now coming forward and revealing what was going on. I'll be reporting today from a report from the Federalist magazine by Sean Davis and Molly Hemingway. This case agent managed the FBI investigation of Flynn told Department of Justice attorneys that a desire to get Trump was a major factor underlying the case against Flynn. In a stunning and detailed interview conducted September the 17th by the U.S. Attorney Jeff Jensen, the Federal Bureau of Investigation case agent for the original investigation of former White House National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, and who later worked on Robert Mueller's special counsel, blew the whistle on a myriad of problems that plagued those investigations from the very beginning. FBI Special Agent William Barnett told the Department of Justice investigators that the handling of the probes troubled him so much that he threatened to quit working on it, and in one case threatened to go to the Inspector General on another. According to the summary of Barnett's interview, he said that there was never any basis for the bizarre conclusion theory that the agency and the special counsel relentlessly pursued, to the point that the agents made jokes about how they could take any piece of information and claim it was evidence of collusion. He said the special counsel's office pursued Flynn simply as a means to get Trump and viewed FBI investigators as a speed bump, slowing down the work of the attorneys leading the inquisition. The broader Trump investigation was opaque. The case theory was supposition on supposition. The Flynn probe in particular was unclear and disorganized, and its predicated was not great. Barnett told investigators, according to the interview notes, he felt that there was little detail concerning specific evidence of criminal events. When Barnett was first placed on the case in 2016, he said he assumed he had a better understanding of why the investigation into Trump campaign was launched as he read through the evidence, but after being involved in the investigation for 6 weeks, Barnett was still unsure of the basis of the investigation concerning Russia and the Trump campaign working together without a specific criminal allegation. Much was made over the Republican National Convention platform amending a proposed change in support of lethal assistance to Ukraine to the appropriate assistance, while some at the FBI attempt to claim that this was a sign of collusion with Russia, he characterized the theory as groping. After moving in 2016 to close the Flynn investigation for complete lack of any evidence of criminal wrongdoing, Barnett was instructed in early 2017 to keep it open and investigate Flynn for a Logan Act violation. The FBI didn't even have a code for the Logan Act, a never-used, centuries-old law prohibiting private citizens from corresponding with foreign governments. Flynn at this time was not a private citizen, but the incoming national security advisor for President Trump when he made the calls with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. So even if the law were deemed constitutional, it would not have applied to Flynn. Barnett had to research the Logan Act as he was unfamiliar with it, but did not see the Logan Act as a serious standalone charge. When Barnett pushed for a closing interview with Flynn in 2016 as part of the normal procedure for closing the case, they were going nowhere. He was rebuffed, but when the FBI later interviewed Flynn, falsely conveying to Flynn that he was not a target of an investigation and not in danger of walking into a perjury trap, Barnett was cut out of the January 24, 2017 ambush interview of Flynn and was not informed of its existence until it had already been conducted. Typically, a line agent, case agent, would do the interview, with a senior FBI official present in cases concerning high-ranking political officials. The summary of Barnett's interview noted, while Barnett at first thought the unusual move was part of an effort to close the investigation, he later realized otherwise. It was not the only time the case was cut out of the unusual activity going on in the probe. Neither Barnett nor any other line agents were invited to attend the meeting about the Flynn investigation, which was changed to being conducted from the top down, meaning direction concerning the investigation was coming from senior officials. Barnett said he noted that former FBI Director Andrew McCabe was personally directing the Flynn investigation. McCabe was later fired for reportedly lying under oath about his leaks to the media. McCabe was referred for criminal investigation by the department's Inspector General Michael Horowitz. Barnett was willing to follow instructions being given by the deputy director as long as it was not a violation of the law. The summary of Barnett's interview stated, during the interview, Barnett also revealed how the FBI used high-level criminal leaks to advance the agency's investigation into the Trump-related targets. Text released yesterday showed that the FBI employees sarcastically pretending to care about the criminal leak of the phone calls between Flynn and Kislyak to David Ignatius of the Washington Post and a reporter of the Wall Street Journal. The employees surmised that the leaks came from high-level officials at the White House. The FBI was reacting to articles being reported in the news, most notably an article written by Ignatius concerning, and this name is redacted, involving Flynn to a Russian ambassador. Barnett told investigators, saying the investigation tempo increased following the article. By February 2017, Barnett told his unit chief that he wanted to be removed from the case. According to the document detailing his interview, Barnett told investigators that Flynn investigation was problematic and could result in an IG investigation. Barnett relayed how comfortable he was with aspects of the case, but said that his oversight by FBI attorney and top FBI officials led to assuming at the time that the investigation was not illegal. While Barnett questioned the investigation theory, he did not think at the time the investigation was illegal, particularly due to the oversight by attorney attorneys, Clinesmith, and the direction being given by the top FBI officials. The interview summary noted Kevin Clinesmith, an attorney who assured Barnett that the case was being properly handled, has since pled guilty to fabricating evidence to support a spy warrant against Carter Page, a separate target in the FBI's antitrust probes. An analyst who was very skeptical of the Flynn collusion investigation was removed from the Flynn investigation. Barnett said, referring to the factual and legal basis for the ongoing Flynn investigation, Barnett added that he also thought it was a dumb theory that did not make sense according to the report of his interview. The Flynn investigation was folded into the special counsel probe when it was launched in May of 2017. Upon its formation, Barnett informed the special counsel team, including attorney Jeannie Ray, that there was no evidence of the crime committed by Flynn. Ray, a former outside counsel representing the Clinton Foundation, as well as former Obama national security official Ben Rhodes, had been picked by Robert Mueller to be part of the investigation into Donald Trump. When Barnett attempted to brief Ray on a separate investigation matter, she stopped him and demanded that he drill down on the fees Flynn was paid for giving a public speech in Russia. When he explained that these fees she dismissed the assessment. Barnett thought Ray was obsessed with Flynn and Russia, and she had an agenda. The summary of Barnett's interview stated that Ray told Barnett she looked forward to working together. Barnett told Ray that he would not be working together with her. Following the briefing of the special counsel team, Barnett once again sought to avoid any participation in the anti-Flynn probe. It was Peter Strzok, the fired former FBI counterintelligence official, who urged Barnett to move over to the special counsel's operation. Barnett said he did not wish to pursue the collusion investigation as it was not there, but decided to work at the special counsel office in the hope that his perspective would keep them from group thinking. Rather than allowing special counsel agents to build cases from the bottom up by following leads and evidence, investigative steps were ordered from the top down, according to Barnett. He characterized the situation as upside down, with attorneys drafting such search warrants and asking agents to do little more than sign off on the attorney's demands. Barnett repeatedly said that there was a get Trump attitude by officials running the special counsel probe. Barnett relayed how investigators interpreted a Trump request to get to the bottom of something as an attempt to obstruct an investigation and cover it up. Barnett had to point out that Trump's literal words contradicted that theory. Special counsel leaders were convinced that Trump fired disgraced former FBI Director James Comey in order to obstruct investigations of him. Barnett pointed it out was possible that Trump simply didn't like Comey and wanted him to replace. The special counsel's leadership was so certain that Trump had directed Flynn to call Kislyak, the Russian ambassador to the U.S., that they assumed all testimony to the contrary was false. Special counsel's attorneys were frustrated that K.T. McFarland, the incoming deputy national security advisor, didn't support their theory. Mueller described McFarland as the key to everything because McFarland was the link between Trump, who was at Mar-a-Lago with McFarland, and Flynn, who was in the Dominican Republic on a vacation. Where the report of Barnett's interview says because of Barnett's contrary views, members of Mueller's team even tried to prevent him from participating in interviews with McFarland, leading Barnett to threaten to go to the Inspector General. Barnett said he believed the special counsel was trying to get McFarland to change her story to fit the Trump collusion theory. During a proffer interview with McFarland, the special counsel team asked no follow-up or clarifying questions, which perplexed Barnett. He began to ask questions, trying to cut to the chase and get facts directly from the subject of the interview. He asked if she knew things for a fact or if she was merely speculating. He asked if she passed information from Trump to Flynn. These direct questions and their clear answers that undercut the theory of the case led special counsel Andrew Goldstein to call a timeout and caution Barnett against asking them. "If you keep asking these questions, we will be here all day," Goldstein reportedly told Barnett. When Flynn, under pressure from the special counsel, answered a question that could have been interpreted as saying Trump was aware of the calls with Kislyak, Barnett drilled down and got a clear answer to the contrary. There was always someone at the special counsel office who claimed to have a lead or information that would prove the collusion only to have the information be dead end. Barnett told investigators about the numerous attempts that were made to obtain evidence against Trump. The efforts always ended with no such evidence being obtained, Barnett said. He said the assumption about such direction were just astral projections, and the ground level just kept being retreaded. At one point, for example, Andrew Weissman reportedly got excited about a meeting on a yacht near Greece that was going to be proof of collusion. Quid pro quo, according to the report. Like the other claims, it went down nowhere. Barnett painted a picture of a special counsel that was run the opposite of the way a typical FBI investigation would be typically run. Barnett said the special counsel attorneys were pushing for legal process and just wanted investigators to sign affidavits they prepared. He said, according to the report, he said every request was green-lighted, and the seasoned FBI agents were viewed as speed bumps to the attorneys leading the investigation. The situation was so extreme that Barnett and others joked about how it was a game which they referred to as collusion clue. In hypothetical game, investigators are able to choose any character conducting any activity in any location and pair this activity with another character and interpret it as evidence of collusion. Barnett said, according to the report of his interview, also referenced recent revelations that special counsel office members regularly wipe their phones and electronic devices to prevent examination of their communication. According to records released earlier this month, more than a dozen top members of Mueller's team wiped their phones by entering the wrong password or other means. Barnett told investigators that he did not wipe his phone, although he did recall hearing other members of the Mueller's team joking about wiping their phones. Barnett believed that the prosecution of Flynn by special counsel office was used as a means to get Trump. The report of his interview concluded, the interview was conducted as part of the larger probe into the sprawling investigation into President Donald Trump and his affiliates. Thanks for watching our channel. We know this was kind of long, but don't forget to hit the red subscribe button. And until we meet again, may God bless you and this great nation we live in.